Hi, everyone. Welcome. It's very bright today. So, as usual, I am going to get up and turn my fan on because we had a little bit of a cold snap. However, it's still warm and it's still summer, right? So, as I mentioned before, I usually don't like seeing ceiling fans in my videos because it's just so distracting. So, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful new moon in Leo. And I am going to read from something. It's not going to be from Pixie Lighthorse's Boundaries and Protection, not this time. I'm actually going to read from today's card pull. And it's just a reminder to love and what our heart wants us to know and to remind us of things. And before I do that, this is the new moon in Leo. So some key words here for this time are destiny is calling, take action, efforts pay off, and shine. I love that, shine. So with Leo, Leo is all about being in the center of things and shining and being like the lion or lioness, the king/queen of the jungle. So with this new moon, when we're setting our intentions for this month, just really go for it. Really go for it. Again, these are some highlights from Yasmin Boland's Moonology Diary. And again, it's just such a wonderful, wonderful book. I enjoy it. It just gives me things to ponder. So I'm going to open with the card that I did this morning, the daily card pull that I do. And sometimes I record them on here. But this is from Kyle Gray's Gateway of Light Activation deck. And this deck is it's basically a textbook, in my opinion, on learning all different types of spiritual things. And it's all these different gateways of light activation. So, for example, the violet flame, or Shambhala, which some might know as a spiritual place, or the emerald tablets, or the halls of Amenti, or the Akashic records. They're all in here. But today, what was pulled, and it was a jumper, and you guys know about jumpers. So it was really a message that needed to be shared. So it is, and I'm actually going to try to put it way in there so you can really just, with these cards, what Kyle and let's see, who's the artist? Jennifer Hawkyard. Definitely check her out actually on social medias, Jennifer Hawkyard. She has beautiful artwork. But these are energetic artwork. And you can really just focus on this image while I read about the Stargate heart. And it says, heart chakra opening, unlocking, generosity. The heart chakra is our connection to love and generosity. When opened, it can take us on a powerful expedition to experience love. In Sanskrit, it's known as anahata, which means unstruck or even unbroken, revealing that even though we may feel our heart is broken, our true spiritual heart is always whole. The heart chakra governs all aspects of our heart, including relationships, what lights us up, and of course, our self-worth. This gateway transports us to an emerald city. I'm going to just see if I can even get closer there, so you're not even concerned with the words. The sacred space within is a place of wonder and love. Here we are reminded of the sacredness we hold within and are encouraged to know that although it's like a hidden treasure, this beauty deserves to be seen and enjoyed by the outer world. In the gateway image, there is a path to the Emerald City, but it is a path less traveled. This can represent many years of denying our self worth and also moments during many lifetimes when we pushed love away. But now we are moving closer to the love that we are. To connect to this gateway, and please feel free to do this. Place your hands on your heart and breathe deeply. Invite the sacred temple within to lower its drawbridge and open its gates so that you can experience love in harmony. Your heart space is a sacred space deep within you. For some time, you've protected it with psychic shields that have not only stopped you from being hurt, but also stopped you from feeling love. This gateway appearing shows that you have finally dropped these shields and are ready to experience love. Universal wisdom wants you to know that this is your divine right. You are highly empathetic and a generous soul who has so much to give, and you're being called forth to reveal the deeper and more vulnerable aspects of your being. Divine light beings are surrounding you, holding you, and encouraging you to relax. All the restrictions and blockages of your heart space have now been removed. The worst is behind you, and the world needs you. One of the key things that is basically turned into a mantra is, I experience love and harmony. I experience love and harmony. I experience love and harmony. Love with ourselves, love and harmony with ourselves, love and harmony with this planet, love and harmony with others. So I experience love and harmony. That's definitely going to be a mantra I'll be putting up and sharing. So getting on to this card pull, we're going to switch things up today. First off, I've got a new deck, people. Oh, yes. And I have been studying it for, I think it's, how many cards is this? 50 cards, 40 cards? Let me see how many cards it is. I guess it doesn't really matter, but so it is a beautiful deck that is all about trees. And it's the Wisdom of Trees Oracle. The Wisdom of Trees Oracle by Jane Struthers. The Wisdom of Trees Oracle. And I came across it last year when I was at an herbal retreat for a weekend. And they had all these different decks out and books out that if you wanted to, you could absolutely purchase. So I saw it the first night and I'm like, ooh, it's trees. I want to check it out. And someone got it before I did. So I went back, of course, a year later. I'm like, I want to get this baby. So we're also going to change up the spread. Usually I do a 6-card spread, but today we're going to do a more simpler spread. And this one is from Yasmin Boland's Moonology deck. And it's a 3-card new moon spread. So what we're doing is, it's just a little bit more general, but the way these cards are done, it just has the name of the tree. And then all of the information that it has, it doesn't even have a key word on it. And that's the one thing I kind of wish it did have, was the name of the tree and then what that tree represents. So I will be having to read from the book, and I will be having to use my readers because it's very tiny writing. So bear with me as we get this going. So I have already, of course, cleansed the space. I did some drumming and singing before, did a little Palo Santo. So let's just actually go back to putting our hands on our heart, back into our heart space. And take 3 deep breaths with me. Just coming into the space together. Remembering to being in the moment, the present moment, here and now. And thanking our guides being with us. Great. All right. So I am going to give it a couple of more shuffles here. I did do like a major shuffle so I could get some of them reversed and upright. So let's see what we got here. They're a little bit smaller too, which is kind of fun. Thank you, angels, and the great tall ones, the trees, for revealing to us what we need to know at this new moon. It feels so good to know you are here, and we are willing to listen. All right, let's see what we got. I'm really excited with this deck because I read one each night. I went through the deck each night and just read one of the cards and connected with it. And I learned so much about the trees. There's so much information, right? That beautiful nature can give us. Oh, this is great. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So we did get some reverse cards, which is nice. So let's see if I can read this, maybe because it's very bright, I can read it. I'll have my readers handy, but let's get to the first card. And I'm going to put this over. Oh, how lovely. So I don't forget. Okay, so the first card is, what is rising up in us now at this new moon? And now remember, this new moon, the new moon is a time to set intentions for the month and to work on those intentions this month. And then when we come to the full moon, we look and see what we've done. And then maybe there's some things we don't need any longer, and we release that at the full moon. So the new moon is a time of creating new things. All right. So the first card, what's rising up in us now? And it is the cedar of Lebanon. Cedar of Lebanon. And here we go. And I can read. So it came reversed, but I'm going to show it to you. The cedar of Lebanon. This is spiritual strength. The diva message, and that's D-E-V-A, the diva. All trees have divas or spirit guides or fairies that bless and guard the tree, that are always with the tree, which is a beautiful thing too. So this is the cedar of Lebanon, and this is what's rising up in us right now, our spiritual strength. Humans have respected and worked with me for millennia. They use my wood to make their temples because they recognize that I gave them spiritual strength. Let me help you to become rooted in your own spirituality. This came in inversed. So you are confused by a variety of choices and paths. What is right for one person is wrong for another. So do not be swayed by the persuasive arguments of others. Don't let short-term gains interfere with your long-term goals. Now, again, this came inversed, is what they call it in this book. So the message is, and it's true, there are tons of messages out there, tons of opportunities and different things for us. And be very discerning on what you need to work on. Don't let little short, small, fun things distract you and get you off track from what you're really working on. Okay, so the second card is, what is rising up in us? What is rising up in us in this beautiful new moon? New moon. I get in habits here. And it is, again, this is what is the main message of the new moon? What is the main message of the new moon? And it's the ash. So the main message is mastery. And the diva message is, my wood has many uses because it's strong yet flexible. For centuries, Humans have associated me with magical powers to repel evil and to heal children. I exude a sugary sap so I can help to make your life sweeter. Gain mastery over yourself by accepting who you are and fearlessly looking at all aspects of your personality. Strive to be objective and rational rather than being swept along by subjective emotions. So, that is the main message of the new moon. So, gaining mastery, doing those things that we know are right for us, not being swept away by distractions and short-term things that sound like a good idea. And that kind of tags on to the Cedar of Lebanon message. So the last card is the final outcome. So the final outcome, oh, I love it. And it's the one right next to it. And it is inversed or reversed, but it's Scots pine. Scots pine. And this is construction. So this is the final outcome. This is the diva message for the Scots pine. My straight trunk has been valued for thousands of years for building ships and homes. I thrive even in foul weather and harsh conditions. Let me show you how to construct a richer and healthier life for yourself. The inverse message is your life cluttered with too many commitments or possessions? Are you holding on to them because you truly need them or because you're familiar and you were unwilling to discard them? Perhaps it's time to let some of them go. So now that really rings true for me. And again, this is the final outcome of this new moon. So, are we making too many commitments? Are we obligating ourselves to too much right now? We're at kind of the middle of the year here, and we can start things anew now. It doesn't mean we have to wait to January to start things, but make sure that what you are going and moving towards, that you're not overcommitting yourself. And this is a message for me too. I want to do so much and help so many people or do so many things, but I have been feeling that no, you need to take a little step back. As much as I want to go and do all the things that are going on out there, I need to really listen to what my body's telling me, my soul's telling me. So the last card, even though I just did the last card, I'm doing the bottom of the deck, which is the overall feel, again, of this new moon in Leo card pull. And it is the beautiful willow, the beautiful willow. So it's kind of hard to do it with, all the hands here. So the willow, here it is. Yeah, the willow. The willow is all about harmony, which I love that with what we read on the other card about I experience love and harmony. So the diva message is, my roots spread far in their quest for moisture. My ancient connection with the moon will help you to enjoy harmony in your own life and to create peaceful, loving relationships with the people around you. Show your respect for all forms of life because this will help you to build a deep and lasting relationship with everything around you. Spread harmony and understanding and treat others in the way that you would like them to treat you. So it's pretty short and sweet today, people, but it is getting across the message that we need and to remember our spiritual strength, right? That is what is rising up in us. Really continue to work on your spirituality, whatever that looks like. And the main message of the moon is the ash, right? So the ash, again, and I apologize, the ash was mastery. So that is the main message of this moon. We are in a time of mastering ourselves and what we're cultivating. We are becoming our own masters. And then the Scots pine, right? The Scots pine, and that one was, this is one reason why I kind of wish it did have all of the words on there, because I really have no recall right now, just to be totally honest with you. My brain is totally mush today. It has been an interesting couple of weeks here. I think we can all definitely agree that it's been a little crazy here. So the Scots pine, I think, is right next to the ash, and it sure is. It's construction. It's really letting go and not overcommitting ourselves. So, again, we are concentrating on our spiritual strength and mastering that and not overcommitting ourselves. And then the willow is reminding us to bring all this harmony in with our heart. So there it is, kind of all down there in a little package for you. So if you have time, sit down with a nice glass of water or your choice of beverage. Write down what your intentions are for the new moon. I love how I've got my tree mug here with my beautiful tree deck. And I hope this has brought you some things to think about and maybe enlightened you or given you some comfort. So I will see you next week as we've got that new moon. So now we're going to start moving towards and waxing to that beautiful full moon. So I'll see you next week. Thank you so much for always joining. And as always, I send you peace, love, and soul. Take care.